Welcome back to the Donovan and Jorgensen Heating and Cooling Friday Night Rivals pregame show. Getting really close for kickoff as McGonigal and Kettle Moraine match up in a Classic 8 conference showdown. Before we send you over to Terry Kelly and John Weiser, we want to introduce you to this week's Current Electric behind-the-scenes superhero of the game. It's our chance to say thank you to people that put a ton of time into high school athletics. This week's Current Electric behind-the-scenes superhero of the week. He is Brad Bestor. I've known Brad a really long time, and he's the PA guy for Kettle Moraine. He's been part of the Laser family for 19 years, part of the basketball program for 18 years, and the PA announcer for football for 5 years. Very excited when the head coach said, look, I got the guy. The superhero behind-the-scenes guy is Brad Bestor. It's so good to see him again, Brad. How you been?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. So Mac didn't hesitate, Brad, when I explained what this segment was, and it's for us to say thank you to guys that give so much behind the scenes to not only the football program, but that whole Kettle Moraine family. And I was very excited when he didn't take a second to say, I know the guy. And it didn't surprise me at all. As long as I've known you and you've been involved in Kettle Moraine, you're so excited to help out and to help those kids become, better adults, better student athletes, all of that you believe it at the core of who you are. And I just want to say thank you very much for the work you do behind the scenes.
I appreciate that. It is truly, it's a blessing that I get to do it, to help kind of create in my little part of creating a better game day experience for these guys and the fans and the community, most importantly.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, your son plays, a senior on the football team. It goes both ways. Kind of known more as a basketball player, at least in the circles that I run in. Playing pretty well on the football team, and I know that you can't wait until basketball starts because, man, that kid is an awfully good basketball. Like most of the Bestors, he can hit a jump shot once in a while.
Yep, yeah, it definitely adds a new element, or it added a new element when he was in the fold when I was announcing. I originally started, like I said, like 5 years ago, kind of taking over full time and doing my thing between being DJ, being an announcer, getting halftime activities organized. But then when you have your own kids out there, it's a unique thing, and we've been very blessed. We were on quite a run here at Kettle Moraine, as far as, deep in the playoff run, state championship, and Ben has been very fortunate to be part of all that as a senior, and when he was a sophomore, when he was a junior, etc. So, and growing up, just seeing the excitement before we were on this run.
Hey, Brad is the PA announcer for the football games. Talking to Mac about that, he said, look, he gets the crowd going. He's excited about our football team and our football program and making the night better. Was that something that came real easy for you?
To be honest, so my older brother, who's in Reedsburg, has been doing that for 25 years. And I used to go up over there, and on a Friday night before my kids were really involved, and I'd sneak out there once a year and kind of see the game day experience there. They used to have Beaver Game Day, like literally like a Herb Street type thing before the game, and then they would, when they were younger, then they would go and it would go right into the him as the public address announcer, and they had a DJ there, and it was just a whole thing. And I was like, Kettle Moraine, we need this. So I went to our AD, and I went to, at the time, Coach Justin Gum, who's now at Sussex, who's over at Hamilton High School, and I said, hey, I got something to offer here if we want to get this going a little better, and it's worked out really well. And people have added pieces along the way. One of our district administrators, he actually has taken over about half of the DJing. He actually is a wedding DJ, so he gives his time up for free to come and DJ during the games. And you guys will see that tomorrow night. When you guys are here.
Man, I love that, and it doesn't surprise me, Brad. That story you just gave, that you went to them and say, guys, look, we need to have this here, and if you need me to be the guy, great, I'll do it. And for you to say, look, I'll Friday nights at home, I'll be there, I'll be watching my son play. in a few years anyway, and for you to do that. I just appreciate all the things you do behind the scenes. There's a lot more, Brad. You and I talked about that the other day, where you were coming from. I love the fact that you continue to give back to the people at Kettle Moraine and that high school. And keep up the good work. Looking forward to seeing you. Really appreciate it. On the other side of the break, we'll turn it over to John Weiser and Terry Kelly as the Indians from Mukwonago travel to take on the Lasers from Kettle Moraine in a Classic 8 matchup. This has been the Donovan and Jorgensen Heating and Cooling Friday Night Rivals pregame show, only on My 24.